Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Laura Quiros, and I am Associate Professor of Social Work here at Adelphi University. And I am thankful to be given this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about how I've been teaching and how I've been maintaining my classrooms during the pandemic. I think it's such an important way for us to spend time together, even if it's only for a little while. So I just want to name in the spirit of transparency and sort of explicit naming that I always start my classes with naming the fact that we have been in a pandemic for almost over a year now. And with that, we have experienced not only disparity in terms of the healthcare system. Many of us have experienced loss. Many of us have had to homeschool our children, take care of loved ones, work and live and function under the same roof. And also, we have experienced sort of the unveiling of racial inequity in our society. Nothing new, right? But something that has been brought to light in ways that it hasn't before. And primarily that's because we are sheltering at home and we're able to witness and see and read the disparity that has surrounded us and our country for many, many, many years. And so I always start my classroom with sort of naming that we are in the moment of complex trauma. I start with check-ins. And so I spend the first 10 minutes going around and asking people how they're doing, not from a superficial way of saying, oh, I'm fine, but really leaning into, what is going on with you? How are you entering this class today? And I use myself as a model for vulnerability. So I might say, I didn't sleep very well last night, or I was up at 4 in the morning and I couldn't fall back asleep, or I had to spend, 4 hours the other day helping my 7-year-old with second grade and my 13-year-old with 7th grade. And so I really kind of lean into the everyday realities that are at times incredibly overwhelming. And I use myself as a model of that vulnerability. So that's sort of the first 10 minutes. And then I go on with the class and I make sure that I leave 10 minutes at the end just to check out with my students and to share with them how I am going to re-enter the world when I press leave meeting and how they are going to re-enter. I ask them to name one way that they're going to continue to take care of themselves in this next week that we won't see each other. So I have everybody talk about ways that they will practice what I call radical self-care. And I call it radical self-care because it's self-care that is very intentional, very mindful. It's ways that we have to carve out moments in our very overwhelming days to take care of ourselves. And that may mean for me, waking up early and getting in an exercise routine, spending 5 minutes meditating. It also means in the middle of the day, being able to center myself. In times we move from meeting to meeting to meeting, or from taking care to meeting to taking care. And how do we pause during those moments just to check in with ourselves? Sticky notes help, affirmations help, water helps, your favorite tea. I tend to light a lavender candle or room spray that smells like lavender as a way to just relax during those moments that can be very overwhelming. And so, in sum, I would just like to highlight some of the tips that I shared in creating a trauma-informed, brave learning classroom. And that's really what I call it. Checking in, explicitly naming the complex trauma, understanding that because of our many positionalities, we are entering this pandemic and living in this pandemic in very different ways. And then finally spending 10 minutes before I end class checking out, using myself as models of vulnerability and helping students to practice what I call radical self-care. That is intentional and mindful ways that we need to take care of ourselves in order to be there for others. As a social worker, I consider myself a healer. And the only way the healer can heal others is if we heal ourselves. So I want to wish you safety, and I hope that you maintain your health and your goodwill, and that we can move to moments of healing with each other in our classrooms and in our community. So thank you for this moment, and I wish you safety. Take care.